Welcome. My name is Brian, and you're either here to see this weirdo or to learn a little bit more about my journey on the carnivore diet, which I started back about 2 months ago now, maybe a little over 2 months actually. But you're saying, what's the carnivore diet? Well, it's pretty self explanatory. The carnivore diet is a meal plan that allows you to consume all different types of meat products, poultry, eggs, seafood, fish, some dairy products, and water. I'm going to tell you what, I have been on so many different weight loss programs before, and I always felt deprived. I always felt hungry. And with this, I feel great. I feel amazing. I love it. If you're a foodie, this diet is for you because especially if you're a meat eater, oh my word, man. I and ladies, I just tear this thing up. Um, so what do you have to get rid of? You have to exclude all vegetables, all fruits, all grains, all legumes, all seeds, all nuts. Just basically, it's a zero carb diet, zero carbs. Um, you have to start looking at the labels when you go grocery shopping. For instance, like 4th of July, I wanted a hot dog. There are hot dogs out there with zero carbs. You got to look, but they're there and they're still just as delicious. So, like I said, I started my journey back on May 9th. Um, it, just honestly, I was sitting at home a couple days before the 9th watching YouTube like you are now. And I'm like, I got to change something. Something just doesn't feel right. I just don't like the way I feel, like the way I look. I had that belly hangover. I just don't like that. Um, so I started looking online at different things, and some wonderful people came up online that I started watching. A couple of them, Dr. Barry, just like a berry. He's on YouTube. Great information, unbelievable. He's got some great stuff on the carnivore diet. Um, a lot of myths that people think about the carnivore diet that are not true. Um, and then there's a lovely lady that I've watched, and I've never met her, never talked to her, but just the videos she puts out are very helpful with her story. Laura Spath, unbelievable. There's several other people out there that you can watch. There's some guys over in England that I've been watching that their journey is just amazing. The weight loss that people have, the joint inflammation is gone. Um, they feel better about themselves. Their family is even on board with it now. It's amazing. So, like for instance, I started on May 9th. I weighed in pretty much at the heaviest I've ever been. I was at 292, so I was pushing 300 pounds. Um, and my first month, so I started May 9th, I weigh in every Saturday. It's good to weigh in. People say it's not good to weigh in. I like to keep record. I like to keep track. So that way you can, you know, make changes in your diet to see, okay, I can't eat that. I can't eat this. Um, so my first month, I weighed in on June 9th and I lost 18 pounds. And honestly, I did not starve myself at all. You people would laugh at the stuff, and I laughed at the stuff I was eating. For instance, breakfast, I would eat like 5 scrambled eggs, a cup of ground sausage, and probably about 4 to 6 pieces of bacon. And I cook my eggs and sausage in butter. What? Seriously, what? It's amazing. It is unbelievable. The diet is good. Um, there's a proven track record with this. If you just look at different people online, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Look it up. I'm telling you, it works. So my second month, I actually lost 8 pounds, and I understand that. Again, I've been on weight loss programs a lot. I've seen things. This I understand once you lose that first bit of weight, it's mostly when you're a big fella or a big lady, you actually will lose that water weight first, and then you'll start losing the fat. So it's something you have to do. This is a life change, and it's the best diet that I've ever done. So keep that in mind. There's, again, the benefits with this is you got weight loss, you've got mental improvement, and you've got a better digestive system. And that's a whole nother topic on itself. Some people might not think it's appropriate to talk about that, but it is very appropriate when it comes to your health and your digestive system. I have learned that through these last 2 months. So look up some research on that. We'll talk about that later on in a couple videos down the road, but keep that in the back of your mind. So now that you know about my backstory, now that you know what I've done in the past, how I struggled with different other weight programs and diets, I'm going to tell you now, this is kind of an easy way to start this step by step. Okay, it's simple, very simple. It's going to take a little bit of effort, but it's not going to be a struggle. It's going to be very simple. Ask yourself first, this is important, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Is it for weight loss? Is it for mental clarity? Is it for better self-awareness of yourself, just to feel better about yourself? Or are you just curious? You see other people, I'm giving you my story. You can look up other people online and see their backstories. You can look at that and ask, is this my why? But it's important to know what your why is, because if you don't have a why, then why? That's important. Then you ask yourself the second thing, how long should I do this? Is it a life-changing moment, or is it a until I lose the weight and then I'll start adding things back in? I'm going to tell you for myself, after seeing the changes over these last couple months, this is a life-changing moment for me. I haven't had any cravings, and before on the other plans that I was on, I craved all the time and I was constantly hungry, but now I'm not. I really am not hungry anymore when I eat my breakfast, and then I don't eat again until dinner. And I think that's what people got to understand is I'm asking you, just like everybody else online is going to ask you, give it at least 30 days. Stay completely structured for 30 days on this. And I promise you're going to see change in it. I promise. It's amazing how if you are strict on this, like not strict to where you feel like you're depriving yourself, because later on when we're talking here, you're going to understand you eat until you're full. Okay? Don't count your calories. Just eat until you're full. So I'm going to say give yourself at least 30 days. Okay? And then you're going to see progress on this. Some problems you're going to have as you start this journey, because you are cleaning your body out. Okay? You're going to have issues that you're going to have to adapt to. Not everybody goes through the same thing, but some things that you're going to have because you are cleansing yourself, right? You might have headaches, okay? You might have some brain fog. You could have bad breath, muscle soreness, night sweats, nausea, fatigue, and then possibly diarrhea. Honestly, myself, only thing I had was getting used to the butter, because it's amazing what you can cook, how much butter you're going to use. But butter is a lubricant when it gets inside your body. So things were going out pretty fast. So the diarrhea was kind of, I'd probably say it was maybe 4 days, and I'm not talking like, bad, but it was, when you ate, usually about 30 minutes later, you're like, I gotta go. But I didn't have any of the headaches. I didn't have any of the brain fog. I didn't have nausea. I didn't feel tired. I've actually felt more energized, believe it or not. So that's just what I've seen from other people saying, what they had. Myself, really, it was just the issue of the bathroom. You know, and mainly the thing is you're changing your body from all those carbohydrates you're eating, and then you're changing to just burning pure fat and muscle. I mean, that's basically what you're doing is you're eating an animal, so it's muscle, and it's so check. I would, you know, definitely check with your doctor, get your blood work done so you can see honestly. And I did this. I did my blood work. I wanted to see where my levels were when I first started. And yes, when I did get my levels checked when I first started, there were a couple scares that came up. You know, my as an older man, my PSA levels were up. My cholesterol was up, and after 2 months of doing this, I went back, got my blood checked. My PSA levels went down, which is good, really good. And then my cholesterol went down a little bit. But I've read, you know, especially if you read with or look at the videos from Dr. Barry on the cholesterol side of things, very informative, very informative. So I would say go to the doctor, check all that out before you get started. Just, you know, just do your routine checkup and let your doctor know what you're doing. So that way he's not surprised when he sees things from your future blood work. Okay. So now that we've gone over how to get started, we've gone over my background of what, you know, I've done in my past to where I started, how much weight I lost. Now it's time to be committed. And I'm asking you again for 30 days of commitment. And if you want, I'm out on majority of my social medias. Um, my full-time job is a travel agent, so that's what I do. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can just comment on here if you want. Let me know what your plan is. And number one, I'll pray for you. Number two, if you need a commitment or a partner to come along and kind of help you through this, I'm here for you. Just message me, let me know. So be committed. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Okay, this is going to be hard because it is food and it is money. Go through your closets, your cabinets, your pantries. And if you have temptations sitting in front of you, if you're like me, if you're a cheese guy, an Oreo guy, a bread guy, get rid of it. Give it to a shelter. Give it to a, you know, a homeless person, whatever. Because if you have it in your house, you're going to be tempted by it. So if you're going to be committed to this, I want you to get rid of that food today. Okay? Number two, when you're going to eat, okay, here's the thing. I want you to only eat for the first couple days. I just want you to eat meat. Just meat. Okay? Ribeye. If you can't afford ribeye, go get tuna fish. If you can't, get bologna. Get lunch meat. Okay? Just do that for me. And eat when you're hungry. When you first start this out you're probably going to be this way for, I'm going to say a week. All right? Because after a week, I stop eating lunch. And I don't eat lunch anymore. I really don't. Maybe on a Sunday when my parents come over or whatever. But right now, I'm just eating breakfast and dinner. And I'm full. I really am full. So eat when you're hungry. Try not to snack during the day. Okay? If you're going to snack, grab a piece of bacon. Just one piece. And that'll crave it. The next thing you want to do is try to find, because again, you being a foodie, you're going to want that comfort food, right? So once you get past that first initial week of, you know, if you have issues with the stuff that we talked about dealing with before, when you're getting rid of all those carbohydrates, and you find yourself back to going, okay, I need something, because I do this too. I need something to just crave that feeling of I want to eat something. All right, you need that crunch. You know what I mean? Get a piece of bacon, or get some pork rinds. Pork rinds have helped me through this like you won't believe. And I've never liked pork rinds before, and now I eat them all the time. If I have a lunch snack, I'll have maybe 4 or 5 pork rinds with some liverwurst. Liverwurst is real. If you look at the benefits of liverwurst for your body, it's unbelievable. With the iron that is in liverwurst, really good for your body. So if you can eat that, and then get get a block of like cheddar cheese, or the Vermont cheddar cheese, the the harder kind of cheese. Take a little bit of that, and that could be a great snack for you. Just a little bit of cheese will go a long way. And as we go through this, I'm going to start, on my Instagram and probably on my YouTube too. I'll do some cooking videos. I'm not a cook, I'm not a chef. I just like to eat. That's why we're here. We're carnivores and by nature. That's how our ancestors ate, believe it or not. They ate the meat. So keep that in mind. The other thing I would say is, if you don't do it already, because I started this back in May, I started exercising a whole lot more. Now, I'm not saying I go to the gym and I come out of there sweating and everything like that. Number one, I don't do that. I just don't. As a 51-year-old man, I exercise, and I exercise hard, but I'm not in there to become the world's strongest man. It's not me. So get out and walk a little bit. Just a little bit of sun and a little bit of mobility will help you, I promise. If you can join a gym, number one, you're probably going to find a friend there, and it'll help you motivate you to make sure you go pretty regularly, okay? So everybody's different. I get that. And if you can't, just do it at home. Stand up and sit down a couple times. That's going to be great squats. Work your legs, because your core is what needs to work as well. So exercise a little bit. I'm not saying, again, go out and change the world. But remember, you got this, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. And like I said, message me in the comments below if you need somebody to come along beside you and just give you some motivation. I might need it too, okay? I'm not going to be the one to sit here and tell you that I don't have struggles with this. But just remember, I've kind of had this saying for a while now, that your health is your wealth, okay? I've heard that. I can't remember where I heard it, but your health is your wealth. If you don't have your health, you're not going to have wealth. And I'm here to tell you that this is going to change your life for the better. Okay? So come alongside with me. Again, I'm looking forward to hearing from you in the comments. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.